Welcome back to our weekly podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in last week. Today we're with Rachel Jones from Symphonic Sound. Rachel is a certified gong practitioner who uses therapeutic sound to help people release stress, find balance and feel renewed. She trained at the College of Sound Healing, and we're going to dive into her personal story and find out a bit about the science behind her work and the importance of proper training and so much more. So Rachel, welcome. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
It's really nice to have you here today.
It's lovely to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
Oh no, you're welcome. And it is amazing. Like, look at the equipment that we have around us.
Yes.
Your gongs.
Yeah.
And
So just got a little gong there.
Yeah.
And I've got some other sound equipment. I've got an ocean drum, a singing bowl, and I've got some chimes and the tincture as well.
They're beautiful. We can talk a bit more about them later on.
Cool.
So to start, can you tell us a bit about your own journey? What made you get into this?
So I went to a gong bath.
Yeah.
In fact, I went to two. So the first one I went to, somebody had advertised on Facebook, and so I went along. I wasn't quite sure what to expect, and nothing really happened. They played a few bowls, and there was a bit of a recorder type instrument going on, which
That's a bit like, ow.
Well, we all learned the recorder in school, didn't we?
I did.
And it's beautiful when it's played properly, but not by me. So that was really interesting. But a lady who I worked with had said, this is the lady you need to go and see. And I'd obviously stored that. And then I went for my first gong bath, and it was really weird, and I had quite an odd experience, which is really normal. And so it was really life-changing for me. So
tell me a bit more about that experience, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. So have you seen the film The War of the Worlds? You're a bit young. But
I haven't, no, but I've heard of it.
Tom might have heard
Tom
of it.
has.
Yeah, Tom, his age range as well as mine. But so in it, obviously, there's the aliens that have been buried in the earth, or the tripods have been buried.
Actually, this rings a bell.
Yeah.
I think I might have seen it with my dad.
Maybe you have.
Possibly.
It's quite a depressing film,
Yeah.
because the tripods come up,
Yes.
the aliens come in,
Yes.
and then it creates this really weird noise, like
Yes, I have seen that.
yeah. And it's quite a dark and depressing film, but the ending's good. So when I was having the sound bath, we'd done some yoga beforehand. So I thought, I'm going to have a really relaxing experience. And then all throughout that, I heard the sounds of like the aliens.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That must have been quite scary.
It was quite, I released a lot of anxiety, and I came round at the end and I looked at the lady who'd done the gong bath, and she looked at me and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, what happened? And she said, "You've just had a really big release." I'd explained what had happened. And then, just for context, it was a week before we went into lockdown.
Oh gosh.
And so the metaphor of, something coming along to sort of destroy mankind and, that fear. But it wasn't on a conscious level. I didn't feel anxious in myself. I felt fine because we'd just done like an hour's yoga class, but that was latent. So it had obviously been stored in my energy field, because you're watching the news and thinking about teaching online and moving everything around
That's
in
incredible.
a world that's closing. Yeah. So I knew that it was really powerful, and I felt a bit lightheaded afterwards, for a few days really. I felt a bit odd, and I thought, what was that? I want to do it again.
So that drove you then to go into it, I guess.
Yeah, it did. Well, obviously the world went into lockdown, but very fortunately, Steph did the online session. So it's Steph Healy Pure Sound. And then I was just hooked. So do you remember we had that little break in between? We had that summer where it was really, really nice. And then in September, I drove down to Sheila Whitaker in Devon to do the training with her. And they're both College of Sound Healing tutors. In fact, Sheila wrote the course. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so I did the intensive with her, and then I couldn't do the training then, because obviously travelling to Devon. But fortunately, Steph did the training. So she said, if you can just wait a little bit longer. So she trained to become a teacher, and
that's amazing.
That's what happened. So it was kind of a full circle.
That's so funny. It's the way of the world. It's strange, isn't it, how these things happen?
Yeah.
But that's so lovely.
Yeah.
So you've said there, so where did you train then?
So I trained
through Steph.
I started with Sheila. I did the intensive.
Oh, Steph. Why did I say Steph then?
Yeah, because Steph, I trained.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
trained
did.
with Steph after that. Yeah. So, so she very kindly did all the driving down to Devon, and then she started teaching.
Oh, wow.
And they're both amazing. So I've been super blessed to have been taught by both of those fantastic teachers and sound therapists. So
that's amazing, though, and it's nice to know that you've got a real good background in this. You've got the good training and everything as well, and that's so important.
100%. I mean, it's the latest trend in well-being. Sound is like phenomenally. It's risen so much in popularity, and that has, of course, given way to a lot of people applying sound. But your own experience tells you that it can be a real powerful shift in the same way that it was for me. And having somebody who's really calm and who's experienced it. So the training is all about experiential learning. So the tutors put you in touch with their amazing collection of instruments and then guide you through creating that unique bond. But then things happen, and so to have that grounded training,
it's important, isn't it?
Really important.
And I think it's so nice because you've been through it yourself. And some people are out there, aren't they, that they rush into things and they just try it out without having that background and that experience. And when they don't do that, bad things sometimes happen, don't they?
Well, sound's really powerful.
Yeah,
that's my experience of it, and I still am really grateful because I know that I can text Steph, which I do on the regular basis, or I can message Sheila, which again I do, or any of the college tutors who are amazing. And it's not for profit and it's CMA registered, so it's sort of, you go into it knowing that you're ready to handle whatever sound can throw up, which it can, and it's great. And
you're prepared there, because I bet you've got some stories where it's affected people in all sorts of different ways.
I mean, it has. Sound's powerful. The gongs are incredible, but all of the sounds work together to create this amazing journey. But it's the people who do the work, they do the healing.
So do you have a special moment when you realise the power of sound had, the power of sound it had and how it could help and heal people? I know you've touched upon that a little bit, but is there some other experiences maybe?
So I think for me, that first experience that I had, I just found it so incredibly powerful that I thought people need to experience this. And so that was it. But there are so many different and varied through the case studies. So you do a lot of one-to-ones, and loads of different things show up for different people. And it just gives them clarity and space to do their own work. And so that's what's so powerful about it.
It's fascinating, though. It really is. And for somebody who maybe has never had any experience, what should they expect if they were to come to a session with you?
So the practical bits are that you lie down on a mat, you bring your pillow, your blankets, and eye mask is good as well. So you're really warm and cosy. And then we use a range of instruments. Do you want me to show you what happens?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So I've got I've got a little selection with me. So the basics are that we start with a tincture, which we ring.
It's amazing, though, because you can feel it already.
It's so beautiful, isn't it? And then I did some body scan training, the mindfulness training at Bangor University, which was great. And so I use my voice to guide people into a body scan practice, which just helps them to settle, because often we're busy in our mind. So just to chill out. And then I'll use the singing bowls.
Feel it's so therapeutic. Like the feeling you get from it is just
they're lovely, aren't they? And then the session is mostly gong, and I don't want to knock any microphones.
It's all right, you can do that. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. That was smooth.
Yeah. So we'll see what it sounds like, because sometimes it can sound a bit rubbish, but
explaining then was my brain. It's like you feel the sensation in your head of, I don't know what that was. That was really weird. It resonates. It goes all through your body.
And then after the gong sounds, it's really important that we come back into a balanced state, because sometimes people can be really relaxed. And so it's really important to do the grounding, which helps get us back into our usual patterns of thinking and being up and about okay. And so these little chimes just really help to gently reawaken.
I feel like I've calm. It's so calming, isn't it?
It can be, it can be. Sometimes it can be quite energising.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be really clearing. Yeah. So the sounds do what they need to do, because we're working with frequency and vibration, and so people's frequencies and vibrations, there's a frequency match. That's amazing. So that's why people feel different experiences to the same sounds.
It's fascinating. I keep saying it's fascinating because it is.
It is.
And I love sound myself, and I've got a bit of background in stuff like this as myself, haven't I? So I really know the difference it can make and the impact that you can have on people. So it's amazing.
Well, before, as soon as you came in, you said that you could feel.
Yes, you were. What was you? Was
it was the gong, and then I played that, and you said that you could feel. Yeah, it was
bizarre, and I didn't even know, because what did you call that? You said it was the.
So this is it's got the blue, so it's a throat chakra bowl.
But I picked that up before you even said that, and I was like, how weird, because I could feel it here.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it can have a relaxing effect. We can also feel the sound as it moves through the body. So it's so interesting. And then after I've finished playing the gongs, I've got different instruments that I use to ground. So some of the grounding instruments, not all. Just pop that down there. And I've got this, which is an ocean drum, which can be quite powerful. So it can be quite strong. So just.
It's amazing. Feels like I'm at the ocean, the sea.
It's really clever.
And it kind of goes through.
Yeah, so it can be quite clearing. And we need that, especially if we've been in a bit of an altered state, to bring people back. And that usually has an effect. And then I've got other instruments that I use, but this is just a selection. And then I've got the rattle. And so it can be quite energising.
Yeah, you can feel it. You feel like your body's going.
Yeah. And then some people really like some of the sounds, and then some of the sounds will be quite agitating. But all we're doing is we're allowing energy to move, to flow. Yes. So it's fine if they hate it, or they don't like it, or they don't like a particular sound, then that's okay. Yeah.
So what are the benefits from having a gong bath then?
So I think from a health perspective, relaxation, meditation, taking us into a more relaxed state is so helpful, just because we spend a lot of time thinking and overthinking, worrying, stressing. It can have quite a clearing effect as well. For me, I've had a lot of transformation in my life, a change, movement, flow, energising. One of the most comments that I get the most often is sleep. People say,
I bet they feel so calm after. And then,
I think just clearing that mental busyness can have a really great effect, that, people sleep better afterwards. Yeah.
So it's got a mental and a physical effect.
Mental, physical, emotional, spiritual even. Yeah. It was wherever the gongs, the sounds will meet you where you're at, which is why it's a personal journey for everyone.
I just love it. And then before, you were saying about the group sessions and stuff, but you do one-to-one sessions as well, don't you?
Yeah. So the groups are community sessions, or sometimes going to nursing homes or schools, business owners, wherever people want.
I bet that's nice on your lunch break or something, having a gong bath. Like,
I think there's a massive investment now, isn't there, in people looking after their staff, well-being. That's a big thing at the moment, corporate well-being. So that's nice. But yeah, go wherever people want.
Do you prefer the group sessions or the one-to-ones, or do you like both of them?
I love them all.
Yeah.
I love them all. So the one-to-ones can be a little bit more focused, because obviously when we've got a group of people together, it's a collective energy, it's shared. And the one-to-one sessions can be more powerful because they're just working with one energy field as opposed to lots of people who are joined together.
It's quite intense, isn't it?
It can be. For everybody it's different, and I can never predict or say exactly what it's going to be, because the sounds are always meeting people where they're at. So yeah,
I bet it's amazing though, because you never know what's going to happen in a session as well.
That's so true. Yeah, and that's where the training comes in, because you have such a breadth of experience, because you have to do so many case studies. And
it's
then
really important to have that, because
it's the cornerstone of your practice. When you go out, you're not surprised by anything. And also because I still have regular treatments myself, so that I'm on the journey. It's amazing.
As well. I bet you need to clear your energy yourself, don't you?
Yeah, all the time.
Because you find that you take on other people's emotions and energy and everything for doing this.
So you have to be really mindful of your own boundaries. And your own grounding practices. So I think that after every session, I'm always really careful to spend a lot of time in nature.
That's good.
Barefoot.
Grounding yourself.
And just being mindful of the fact that the places that we go, the food that we eat, what we're putting in our bodies, who we surround ourselves with. It's all energy.
It helps, doesn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, just being mindful of that.
So how exactly does the sound of the gong achieve the benefits that we spoke about?
So get a bit sciencey now, get my gong nerd on. So we using the principles of entrainment, and if you're a singer and have you ever sung in choir?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll know that if you put your sopranos next to your mezzos,
and the harmony queen, I used to get called. I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah, so you're going to get entrainment where they start to become the same sound. And so that's why they're normally separated by the altos, aren't they? So because entrainment happens, it's the scientific principle really behind how we all start to move together. So I can give you some examples in real life, that if you walk into a room and there are a bit of tension.
Yes.
There are two people in there, they've had a little argument. Yeah. You won't know, but you'll pick up on that.
You feel it, don't you?
You can, you can, and then you think, oh, actually, I'm going to, or the other way, of course, is if someone's smiling or laughing, or the bad mood between those two people starts to affect your mood. Yes. And that's entrainment. So we see it in nature all the time. Yeah. So, when, especially at this time of year with birds, when they fly together in that beautiful...
I love that. It's beautiful when you see them flying over.
And so because the gongs are so resonant, that what happens is that the entrainment starts to happen between our brainwave states and the sounds and tones, vibrations and frequencies that the gongs emit. And so often you'll see people at the end when they're sitting up, they'll be moving really slowly. And the brain waves actually start to entrain to the sound of the gongs. So we spend a lot of our time in beta brainwave state.
What's that?
So it's our logical, rational reason. Yeah. So although it's not technically scientifically accurate to describe it as left and right hemisphere, for our purposes as a metaphor, we spend a lot of time in our left hemisphere, being busy and thinking and planning.
I do that.
Yeah, of course. Everyone does. That's the way that the world is at the moment. And so if you're really sensitive, then you can maybe start to feel, because the gongs can have quite a slowing effect on our brainwave state as they start to entrain. And so then we can move down into alpha brainwave state, slower brainwaves, where we enter a lightly relaxed meditative state. We can go further down into theta brainwave state, where we can go on sound journeys, experience visions, shapes, colours, feel like we've exited clock time, not sure where we've been, but we know we've been somewhere. And then we can go down to delta brainwave state, deep sleep.
I bet it's lovely. I have had experience with the gongs and sound baths and stuff like that, and it is amazing.
Yeah.
It does. It makes you, even talking to you now, you've got such a calming vibe about you and everything.
Because I'm feeling that I'm picking up from the gongs, really. Yeah. So
it's beneficial for you as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's how I started, really. I was so interested in what it was doing for me. And it's from that self-inquiry that the journey has just naturally blossomed. So
when you're doing a session, do you ever get any therapeutic stuff from that session with somebody else, even though it's not for you, but do you take stuff away from that as well?
So I certainly feel the energy of the room. Sometimes it can be really uplifting and joyful and peaceful, depending on the session. Sometimes it can be a little bit more energizing. Sometimes there can be a lot of release work, and then we have to be mindful of our own grounding practices as well, and what we want to let in and not.
I bet that's quite hard sometimes. Well, it's the shutting off, isn't it? And like you said about the boundaries, because people, they might get emotional sometimes as well.
Yeah.
And then you've got to be careful that you're not carrying that. So
just again, going back to the training and the grounding practices and just being really mindful of that energy exchange, because it's an exchange of energy, of course. So that's it. But people do get emotional afterwards. Sometimes they don't even know why they're crying, and we think that crying is a really bad thing, don't we? But
there is a stigma on that, actually, where people think, why? It's like men sometimes, they think that it's not manly enough, is it, to cry, where it is a really good thing, because it's a release.
It is.
It's all them stored emotions that just need to come out, isn't it?
That's it. It's exactly that. So some people will be a bit tearful afterwards, and that's fine, because again, it's just energy that's moving through us.
So as a gong practitioner, what makes the sound of a gong such a powerful and unique tool for deep relaxation and healing compared to like other instruments?
I mean, obviously, I'm going to say that the gongs are amazing, because that's what
you do.
Think, But, for me, they're really, really powerful, and they really work for me and for people who come to gong baths. But for some people, it's bowls. For some people it's singing, chanting. For some people it's making music. I just think sound is really powerful.
It is. It's amazing what can happen. And some of the stuff you're saying, I resonate a lot with, because I've experienced it myself. It's great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I can't say one thing. Some people it's yoga and bodywork, Pilates. And really, whatever works for you works for you, doesn't it? Yeah. So I think that's like my message, really. Do whatever works for you. Yeah.
Are your sound baths always in group settings, or do you also offer one-to-ones or private sessions for your clients? We've touched upon that a bit before, but can you go into a bit more detail about things?
Sorry, you're right. We got so caught up in that talking, didn't we? So the group sessions are wonderful. They're community sessions, but I also do one-to-ones, paired small groups. And again, it can be a really powerful one-to-one session. Yeah. Because the energy is just focused on you, and the group sessions, it's kind of like a bowl, really, that everyone's energy comes in together, and so that's how we get the group sessions. So I've got a lovely space. It's actually where I get my organic fruit and veg from, one of the places that I get from. So it's Jolie Meadows Organic Farm, and they've got a beautiful organic shop there.
But we'll put a link in the description below as well for that.
That'd be great. So that's.
So do you rent out a room there then?
So they've got a lovely cabin which they let me use, which is just gorgeous. So I'm really blessed. I've got a studio at home as well. Yeah. So I'm really lucky.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. So you do some of this at home as well as out and about?
I can do. Yeah. It's just that I really like having a separate space.
It's nice probably to go out as well, because then you feel like you're going out into a different space, and for you as well, it's not a home, so you're not like bringing it home, are you?
So I just use my studio at home really for me now. I did all of my case studies there, and it was amazing, but you just evolve, don't you? That
you outgrow these spaces, don't you?
Absolutely.
So what's your take on the current state of medical or scientific research into the benefits of gong baths and sound therapy?
So there's loads of research which suggests that these instruments have got, really powerful qualities. I just really like to draw your attention to the recent study at Kyoto University, which proves that sound works down to cellular level. And I think that there's a massive movement now. Well, we already use sound, don't we? Ultrasound is being used therapeutically. There's been some research about sound being used to target cancer cells. And so I think that there's
it is out really there, exciting. Isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And they're doing sound therapy and stuff in hospitals, and they get people in for that, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm, a huge advocate for all of these advancements.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is the research catching up, or catching up to the evidence behind it all? Do you think as well?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I think that the more people who know and understand about the benefits of sound is exciting and incredible. But also we know from our own experience as well, don't we? If you're feeling a bit glum, you're going to, put some music on, and it's an instant mood boost, isn't it?
It really does. Like because we write, me and Tom write a lot of music, and doing that is an outlet, and it releases everything. And if you're feeling really stressed that day or something, and I just get a piece of paper out and I'll write lyrics or something, and the sounds in my head, and we'll come together and write something, and it's just amazing. Like you feel like you've conquered the world or something after it, because it's so uplifting. Or sometimes it can have the opposite effect, where it gets all my emotions out. So
I mean, we all know that, don't we, about sound and how it can be a real shifter.
Yeah.
And also, again, through the College of Sound Healing, so sound healing with the voice. So using the voice, because that's our most powerful and easily accessed tool. So there's so many ways with sound that we can use it. Because you
mentioned about that group before we started all this podcast. What was it called?
Kirtan,
yeah. Because I've been to a couple of them, and they're amazing. And the voice work with that as well. Like, so do you do a little bit of voice work then in your sessions?
I don't know. No. I mean, I love singing, but I just let the sounds do the talking, really.
I guess that's what you need, though, really, isn't it?
I do know of one really fabulous. She's got the most beautiful voice. I trained with her, and she uses a voice.
Wow.
And in the training, we do use our voices with the gongs. And I noticed when Tom was talking before that the gong has started to resonate with his voice, so it picked up. Yeah,
that's incredible, though, isn't it?
You can try it afterwards, or now.
Yeah, we can try it. Do you want to try it now? No, I just feel a bit weird, like talking or singing or something. But
you can.
That's amazing, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So part of the course was about trying that with our voice,
because you were talking about that before, though, how in a group setting where everything comes together, and that's how my life music sessions work as well. So it all blends. So you can have, like for mine, you have the instruments in the middle, and then everyone comes together, and you could all be in a really bad mood, but by the end of it, you're usually uplifted, or the energies that like flow and stuff like that. It's incredible. So I can really understand the benefits of like a gong, but it's just so powerful, the gong, I think.
And they are powerful. They really are. And that's why they have to be played.
Yes.
With sympathy, really, reverently. It's very humbling to be able to, to play.
Yeah.
To play,
So this is a question I'm going to have to ask. Many people talk about, floating baths, like sound baths and stuff. Floating sound baths, isn't it? I think it's called.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on them?
So, we're made of water. Yeah. I think 70%, and our cells are even greater. So we're excellent conductors of sound. So I totally get the appeal of going on water. Yeah. Because we all know, don't we, if
it does help, like a bath or something, even, when you get into that hot bath and you feel relaxed. And,
and when you're in the water, it does have a really calming effect. So I think that can definitely be lovely, but I'd be really mindful of going to one that's inside a swimming pool. Yeah. Just because we're opening ourselves to the sound to receive, and there are some really harsh chemicals that are used in a swimming bath. So
I bet people don't think about that, though, because it's all the it's the chemicals
so
that
you're
going
detoxing,
in.
but also you're kind of retoxing as well. So
just not a good mix.
People will experience sound in different ways, but I probably wouldn't go to one of those myself. And also, again, just making sure that people who have been properly trained are offering the sound. But then again, I suppose people who've been properly trained probably wouldn't offer sound in a swimming bath.
True, yeah, that's true. That's a good thing to talk about, to be fair, because maybe could they do it on a lake or something?
Oh yeah, I mean,
because that would be
actually Steph has done one on a lake.
Has she?
There's an amazing photo of her on a massive paddleboard, and she's got a gong on there.
Does Steph do groups in Carndidno? Because I'm sure I might have gone to one of her sessions.
I think she maybe does, yeah.
Because that's the gong session that I've been to. That's the only one I've experienced. So I think I've actually met her.
Brilliant. Yeah, you'll have had a good session then.
Yeah, it was amazing. They're very calming and relaxing, but I need to get to one of yours.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it would be great.
I'm going to book a one-to-one with you.
Yeah, fab.
So what's the biggest misconception people have about gong baths or sound therapy that you'd like to clear up? Interesting question.
That is a good question, yeah. So I suppose it's real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the experiences that people have are real. It's not woo.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, there's science behind it as well. And that it can have a really powerful effect.
Because you actually come from an educational background as well. We haven't touched upon that.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah.
So has that impacted your mindset with all this at all? Or has it actually opened it up? Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose really for me, I was a secondary school teacher for 20 years and I absolutely loved my career. Yeah. Loved it. If you'd have told me in September that I'd put my notice in October, I just wouldn't have believed you.
That's amazing to move such different careers.
I know, really quickly, yeah. With no job to go to. So I just had this idea that of the training. So it was quite a massive leap for me because I'm not a naturally courageous or brave person, really.
Well, you must be because you've done it.
I know, yeah. Yeah. So, but I just thought that these were so powerful that I wanted to explore it more. So, yeah, I suppose in a way that it's great because I've had loads of experience of standing up in front of people. So that's been a good thing. And I suppose for me as well, being a teacher, I've always had clear guidelines and guidance, and I suppose in a way that links back into being, you know, a College of Sound Healing Gong practitioner, because then I've got that connection. It's still educational and and
it helps you run your business as well, like because your mindset is in that mindset, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, it is and it isn't. I think if you listen to any of these big podcasters, Stephen Bartlett, Simon Sinek.
Oh, yeah. Some of my favourites.
Yeah, they're amazing, aren't they? But they talk about how you can be a C-grade student who is a risk taker because they'll try and they'll diversify. And if you're an A-grade student, then you can often be a bit perfectionist, a bit scared of taking risk. And so I think I loved my career and it's been amazing, but it's been quite a journey for me to become sort of a business person as well.
Yeah, it's quite scary, and if you're not business minded at the start as well, it's all learning.
You will be by the time you go through it. And I've got really great support as well. So I've got people who really help. My partner's fab. And got a great accountant.
That's good.
Yeah, so she's amazing and she gives.
I think we've got the same one, haven't we?
We have, yeah. So she's fab. So you do find people who are going to be really they're helpful.
Your biggest supporters, aren't they? And
absolutely,
they're what we need as well.
Rooting for you and what you're doing. So yeah,
that's what it's about, though, isn't it? Having that community around you that lift you up and support you, even like on the good and the bad days, isn't it? They're just always there.
Yeah, I think absolutely. So it's been a real journey of discovery for me, the sounds journey and doing the business as well. But I love it so much and I want people to experience. Do
you think you really you found yourself then through this journey?
I think it's just ever unfolding.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever really reach a point where you go,
that's interesting. Yeah.
I'm fixed, you know, I'm a fixed point. You know, I think it's always more to learn and I love that. I'm a big fan of lifelong learning and
I love that. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, so I don't think we ever get to a destination. You're just constantly
learning, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that's what's so exciting about life as well.
It is,
we should see that as an exciting, because some people would find that quite scary and it's the unknown, isn't it? But if you see it as we're just constantly evolving and learning new things, and it should be exciting.
It is, yeah. And it's right, isn't it? Because we do fear the unknown. You know, that's definitely true. It's in our, you know, our DNA to kind of go, I don't know this. It's uncertain. The brain's hardwired, isn't it, for things to be the same, but we're ever changing. We're changing all the time. So
how did you feel the first time that you went out and did a gong bath in a group?
So again, going back to the training, we do 3 group gong baths before we start, and we don't charge.
Okay.
And that was, it was interesting. It was scary because again, it's the new, but I felt so confident in what I'd learned through the one-to-one, the paired, the distance, that the group that you do at the end. And so I just felt completely confident.
Because you were prepared, weren't you?
Yeah, throughout the training that I'd experienced. But of course, there's going to be, nerves and but I had a lovely group, and all of my case studies were just incredible. They were such a fount of learning for me that I was so grateful to them, to each and every one of them. So,
that's so lovely.
Yeah.
So is there any advice that you'd give anybody that's maybe starting off on this journey of wanting to go into being a gong bath practitioner?
Yeah. Get the training.
Yeah.
So if you're just looking for to play for yourself, then you can go for a gong intensive. That's what I did. I drove to Devon, did the weekend, went into lockdown, got a gong, just
it's quite like wow.
Playing. Yeah. Just started playing for myself, and then I carried on doing the course for a year. And so that would be my advice. Just go and do explore it. Yeah.
There's the positive side there, obviously, about having the training, but let's talk about the negative side a little bit as well. So the people that might go out, we did touch upon this a little bit before, but the people that go out and say they're obviously qualified in that and they're not, like, how does that make you feel?
So I think that it's the same in anything, isn't it? If I was going to be offering yoga, I'd want to make sure that I'd been properly trained.
That's true.
And the people who were coming to the classes would want to know that they're properly trained. Definitely. Because that means that you're properly insured and that you're able to handle whatever. And I know that it's just a little bit of sound, but from my experience, sound is really powerful, and so I think it can
dangerous,
be a little bit unsafe.
See, that's what I was thinking, because you see some people out there doing, I don't know, I'm going to use an example, yoga or something, and then they introduce the sound elements of it.
Yeah.
But if they haven't had that training, you can affect them people, your clients, can't you? They come into them sessions to do yoga, and if they're not trained in sound, you could make things worse, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I do get people asking, how have you done it? And I always just say, through the training. It's life-changing. So I could do a whole podcast just talking about
that'd be amazing.
The
we'll have to get you back, won't we? Talk about that.
Because if you've been properly trained, then the training is so transformational in itself that that you want to talk about it, because it's been so incredible. I can see the
passion in your eyes and everything. I love it. It's amazing. It makes me want to go out and just come to a session like every week, because I think you'd feel so uplifted, don't you?
You can. There's a whole range of experiences that we can have through sound.
Yeah. Well, actually, I say that uplifted, but you can feel a bit all over the place, can't you, after it as well, because it depends what it draws out, like we keep mentioning.
Yeah, absolutely, which is why using the grounding instruments, and there is a little bit of healthy chocolate at the end.
Oh, is there? The grounding. They say
dark chocolate.
That's another. They say you need to have like a drink or something to eat at the end of these sessions to ground yourself. Is that true? Yeah.
I mean, I always offer a little bit of dark chocolate at the end. So, people
nice.
feel
I love dark chocolate.
A little bit grounded before they leave, and the instruments themselves towards the end will really help to ground. And then there's a little bit of gentle movement just to reconnect people, mind and body, and then we just sort of have a chat at the end. People can either share their experiences if they want to, or not, just however people feel, really.
You got anybody's experiences that they wouldn't mind sharing at all, or that you don't mind sharing?
So I tend not to ask people what their experiences have been, because it's quite personal to them, unless they offer that they want to share. Obviously, my case studies, it was slightly different. So there are a couple of interesting case studies that I had. So people often report that they feel really grounded, they can feel their body sinking into the ground, or the opposite of that is they can feel like they're floating, or parts of their body have lifted and moved. And there are a whole range of different experiences that people can have. I don't know whether
that's fine.
It's okay for me to share, really, because it's so personal, and it's for them, and it's the sound that does the work.
Well, it's their sacred space, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got to respect.
I honour that. Yeah, really.
And that's lovely, and that shows you're really good at what you do as well, to have that respect and understanding for people, and it shows you've been trained really well. Yeah,
it's the training, really. And again, it's the gongs that do the magic. It's just my honour to be able to play these instruments. That shows how passionate and how much you love what you do, and that's so lovely to see. So it's not, it's not for me to take the credit. It's for them, for the gongs. That's so nice. And that's what's so rewarding about it. So it's really nice. It's really rewarding to see people getting so much from the sound.
So before we wrap up this podcast, is there one final piece of advice or a final message that you'd like to share with our listeners about the stress relief or the power of sound?
So I suppose really stress relief, find something that works for you and do that every day. And it can be really simple, a walk in the woods, time spent with family or friends.
Do you have any morning rituals? What rituals? I can't speak. That's the word. Like morning routines and stuff.
So it depends how I'm feeling, really. I mean, I meditate every day. That's really important. Either using the gongs or I've got a sitting practice. I went on a 12-day, 10 days of which were silent retreat. So that really strengthened my.
Where did you do that?
So it was at the Dharma Deepa Centre in Herefordshire.
Wow.
So it's a really powerful practice of Vipassana, it's called. So that was amazing. Really, really powerful. I go out into nature every day without fail. I've got 2 dogs who are...
That gets you out the house.
Always happy. Try to get outside first thing in the morning, especially when the clocks have gone back, just to hit that sunlight. And then I do the same in reverse, really. Journal, and then I play my gongs before I go to sleep.
Oh, do you? So do you put... Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I play in the morning and then in the evening again, because that helps me get a good night's sleep.
Wow.
And sometimes if I'm feeling wakeful, get that 3 o'clock wake up call and can't get back to sleep, which doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. Then I've got YouTube channel, so I can put
something on and
something
listen.
On. Usually not one of mine. I'll use one of Steph's. But I've got a YouTube channel which really help people get back to sleep. That's the feedback that I've got.
That's lovely. Oh, so you've got your own YouTube channel that you put stuff out? I didn't know that.
Yeah, free gong bath every month. So
can you
be super helpful.
Announce that? Go on, tell people where they need to go and check it out.
So it's YouTube Symphonic Sound. So if you wake up and you feel like you need to get back to sleep quickly,
that's amazing.
I'm not offended that I'll put people to sleep.
We'll put the link in the description below as well.
Kind. Thank you.
Yes, that's hopefully we'll get more people drawn over to there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's there and it's there to be used.
I'm going to go and check that out as well.
Yeah,
be nice, calming before going to bed.
Yeah, just headphones are really useful to have. Really high quality external speaker is good, but headphones definitely. Don't just listen to it on your phone because it sounds really weird and tinny.
You can zone out, can't you, when you put it in?
Yeah, definitely.
Like that,
so that's useful as well. So just lots of little practices through the day, connecting with the breath as well.
Breath work's important though, isn't it, as well?
Definitely. Just feeling your feet.
Yeah.
Sending your roots down, and just whenever you feel yourself starting to get a little bit stressed, just
grounding yourself.
Try and do something that helps you feel more joyful.
Can you just tell people where they can find you then on social media? And have you got a website at all?
Really? Yes, so my website is www.symphonic.sound.co.uk and Symphonic Sound on Instagram and Facebook. So
that's brilliant. And we'll put that in the description below as well for you all to go and check Rachel out. So thank you so much for being here today. And thank you all so much for tuning in and listening to this podcast. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.